When you do something for the society, unless you do it with the attitude of service, the society will not be fully benefited by what you are doing. Because it is not the gross physical act which creates the impact. It is the subtle mental attitude behind it. If the attitude is not pure, then the impact of your act will be limited, sometimes counterproductive. So what I see in Vedika is not only the service, obviously it is a service activity. I can also see the right attitude, that the desire is to create or to invoke what is hidden, latent in all of you. So the attitude is not to give you something. The attitude is to invoke something out of it. And that's a lot of difference. There's a lot of difference in that. If I give you something, then I am disempowering you. I make you a beggar. And you will keep on coming to me to give the same thing. But if I help you discover yourself, your own inner potential, then I am empowering you. So what is going on here is an empowering activity, or the empowering spirit. It is there within you. Health is within you. Happiness is within you. Energy is within you. As the great Emerson said, what is behind you and what is in front of you are small matters. What is behind you and what is in front of you are small matters compared to what is within you. That is what the great philosopher of the 18th century, Dr. Ralph Waldo Emerson said. So that is the spirit which is keeping this institute alive and going. And that's why I feel attached to this organization. Something very profound is happening here, in a small way. But every big movement begins in small ways. Every drop of water, when they accumulate, become a big ocean. So that spirit, that it is within you, invoke it, own it up, bring it out, experience it, share it. That's what is being taught here. That is the spirit of Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta. Advaita means oneness. There is no other, there is no second. We all are one. My interest, my selfish interest is intricately or intrinsically related with your interest. There is no conflict between your interest and my interest. In promoting my interest, I have to incorporate your interest also. Actually, without you, I am not complete. Without me, you are not complete. That is the spirit of Vedanta. We are one. So this oneness is not just among human beings. This oneness encompasses the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the mineral kingdom, and the entire cosmos. Because human beings are the conscious embodiment of the evolving cosmos. So if you have to understand the cosmos, what's going on, you have to look into yourself. So in self-knowledge, by self-knowledge, you can know the whole cosmos. What is in here is out there. What is out there is in here. So there is a kind of invisible connection between me and the other. And the other includes human beings, animals, plants and minerals, all that. You know, your health depends upon what you eat. What you eat, that you become. That's why Ayurveda insists on vegetarian food. Or more or less. It's better to be a vegetarian than a non-vegetarian. But if you cannot avoid, if you are living in the Arctic region or in Sweden or Siberia, then where there are no vegetables, you may have to take to non-vegetarian food. So Ayurveda says, you are what you eat. Because the vision is, you are not just a body, you have a mind behind the body. And behind the mind, there is a spirit. When you say the spirit, don't think of the bottled spirit. I'm talking about the embodied spirit. The spirit which animates the body. The spirit which enlivens the mind. The spirit which shoots through the sense organs and lights up the whole world. And that spirit is the same in all of us. There is no difference between your spirit, the Purusha in you, especially in Ayurveda, you are going to study that, the Purusha in you. Purusha means the conscious being in you. Purusha means one who lives in this body. Pure vasadi, the Purusha, one who lives in this body. So there is a conscious principle in all of us. And it is in the presence of that conscious principle, mind is alive, sense organs are active, and the world is lighted up. So the light is deep within you. And even that light, the electric light, or the moonlight, or the sunlight, we are able to see because of the light inside us. If that light is not there, you will not see any light. So that's the very foundation of whether it is Ayurveda or Yoga or Vedanta, all these disciplines, they all universally talk about our essential being as the consciousness, the Purusha, or the Atman, or the self. So if that is understood, that we are a combination of the spirit, the body and mind. And we have to have a healthy body. It is only a healthy body can house a healthy mind. Only a healthy mind can house a healthy spirit. Otherwise the spirit will not be awakened. We will have to live a life of unawakened life, unenlightened life. A life in complete blissful ignorance of our spiritual nature. So one has to begin with this understanding, whether you are an Ayurveda student or a yoga student or a Vedantic student. We have to begin with the understanding that I am essentially the spirit, the consciousness. And consciousness is that which doesn't change in you. Everything else changes. Everything else changes. Consciousness is the container. Everything else is the content. Your thoughts, your body, your sensations, your desires, your frustrations, your memories, your knowledge, your ignorance. Everything is the content of consciousness. And the content continuously changes. Is it not? The body changes, mind changes, thoughts change, emotions change, ego change. Memories change. What doesn't change is the awareness in the presence of which you are aware of all this. So there is a changeless dimension in us and there is a changing dimension in body changes, mind changes, thoughts change. So when you move into a state of contemplation, a contemplative state, we are able to remain as pure awareness. And all these traditions, disciplines, they talk about some higher values. Health is the highest value. Let us not think that health is just physical. I don't care for health. Health is the highest value. I would say a healthy person is a divine person, is an enlightened person. An unhealthy person is an unenlightened person. You cannot separate health from God. God is the healthiest person in the world. So, the healthier you are nearer to God. So, health and God go together. So, the health is the highest value. I can replace God with the health or health with the God. If you do good exercise, eat right kind of food, and if you are able to sit quiet for 5 minutes, I will say you are divine. But if you cannot sit 5 minutes quiet, cross leg, hands on the knees, eyes gently closed, 5 minutes quiet. If you cannot do that, then you are far away from God. So health is one of the highest values. So to happiness is a value. And I see happy people are healthy people are happy people. An unhappy person invariably become unhealthy. So every day if you can smile for half an hour, just pull your chin back towards the ears. If you can smile for half an hour, then that's the one way of creating health. So health and happiness go together. And health, happiness and intelligence go together. We all want to be intelligent people. And what is intelligence? Creating maximum output with a minimum energy. That is intelligence. Most of the people use maximum energy and create minimum output. And we are experts in that. Colossal waste of energy. We talk too much, produce little result. We are neurotically active, produce very little result. Whereas intelligent people, they have to only just move their hand and things happen. They have to only give you a look, a glance, things happen. Only utter one word, things happen. When Christ was put on the cross, nails were driven to his body, he uttered only one word or one sentence, God forgive them. That was enough. And that word, sentence is echoing and re-echoing since down the centuries, millennia. Still people are inspired by that single sentence uttered from the cross. You and I may be a volume, 2000 pages report, and still nobody understands what you said. There is no impact. So when your intelligence means an ability to create maximum output with minimum energy, minimum words, minimum gestures, minimum input. And that is again a sign of health. Because a healthy person walks into your presence, you also feel healthy, isn't it? If somebody sits like a question mark, you also sit like that. Because there is no energy. There is no energy. So, health, intelligence, and happiness. Love, another value. When can you love somebody? Love means to share what you have. And the more you share, the more you receive. That's the meaning of love. Love is like a lamp. You can light up any number of lamps out of that, but still it remains, the flame remains the same. So whether you are happiness, health, intelligence, love, all these are the same. They are not different values. They are the same value. So let me formulate in a different way. A healthy person is a happy person. A happy person is an intelligent person. An intelligent person is a loving person. A loving person is a giving person, a sharing person. And the more you share, the more you get. The more you retain, the more you miss. That is a spiritual science. And Ayurveda is based on that. Health is based on that. That's why Ayurveda gives a lot of importance to lifestyle. How you live your life. What kind of thoughts you entertain. What kind of food do you eat. What kind of company you keep. What kind of environment do you live in. All these are important. Because these days, we all are suffering from lifestyle problems. Lifestyle problem means the way you choose to live causes all the problems. But nobody wants to change their lifestyle. They want to smoke, they want to drink, they want to do all kind of things and still want to be healthy also. And you know that America is going through a health crisis. 30% of the Americans are obese. 30%. This is a country where maximum people are obese. Helplessly obese. I don't know why they should be obese. Helplessly. And the health cost is escalating. Already you are in $10 trillion debt. And I don't think in another 20 years you will be able to bear the health cost of this country. So it's time for us to take charge of our health. Preventive health, not curative health. First become unhealthy, then try to cure yourself. Rather than, why should you become unhealthy in the first place? You are not born unhealthy. So we have to take charge of our health. So the healer has to heal himself. That's very important. If I myself is unhealthy, how can I create health for others? So the very foundation of Ayurveda, which is dealing with the body, and yoga, which deals with the mind, and Vedanta, which I am teaching, deals with the spirit, consciousness. Consciousness is a big subject these days. What is consciousness? People are doing research in the laboratory. They are trying to take pictures, mapping the brain. Which cortical region is consciousness hiding? And they don't understand the person who asked this question is the consciousness. When you ask, the one who asks the question, the one who looks through the microscope, the one who takes the map and investigates the map of the brain, he is the one who is conscious. So to understand what consciousness is, you must learn to sit quiet. Look nowhere. Look into yourself, as Emerson said. So all of us can understand what consciousness is, provided we learn to sit quiet for some time. And in creating health, I think this is a very, very important lesson. Just simply sit quiet. Slow down. Eat less. Speak less. Run around. You're running around all the time. Slow down. You can save your electric bill, telephone bill, because you are talking less. You can save your petrol bill because driving less. You can save on various areas. You can save by changing your lifestyle. But for all that, one must know our ultimate object of inquiry is consciousness. I must know what consciousness is, what awareness is. And once you get access to awareness, deliberately trying, and when you get access to awareness. Once you can tap into that resource you have, infinite resource. It is not a finite resource. All other resources are finite. There is only one infinite resource, and that is your own consciousness. But unfortunately, we are living in blissful ignorance of that. We just don't know. We are looking for consciousness everywhere else. And the more you look outside, the more you miss it. It's the greatest irony of human life. But it's there with you, you don't have it, you look all around. And you miss it, you don't get it. The more you look for it, the more you miss it. So one has to come upon the awareness, consciousness, which is the source of everything. That's what Vedanta teaches. Vedanta teaches we all have one common source. That is awareness. When you go beyond the mind, when you go beyond the body. And how do you go beyond the mind and body? How do you go beyond the mind? It's a very interesting question. Have you ever tried to go beyond the mind? Take some drugs and say, Bam Bam Mahadeva, that's how you go. Or give a knock at the back of the medulla oblongata on the head, you give a knock and then you go. How do you go beyond the mind? What is mind? So to go beyond the mind, you have to watch the mind. You have to watch the mind. Sakshi Bhav or mindfulness these days. Vipassana. Just watch them. Just watch your thoughts before you act. The problem today is the moment a thought arises, you have to act. I want to eat a chocolate, immediately you take your car and run and then. Where are you going? I need a chocolate. Do you really need it? You have not thought about that. So the moment a thought arises, you have to act. This is called a reaction. Thought comes immediately, you have to react. And then later you think, why did I come here? Why did I do this? So act in haste and repent in leisure. So that's what we are doing. So most of our activities are reactionary activities, meaning you are reacting to the thought. So we have to create some gap between your thought and your action. Before you act, pause. Before you leap, look. Before you jump, reflect. That is the way to watch the mind. Watch your thoughts. Don't act immediately. Count to 10 at least. Before you act, count to 10. Which is the meaning of meditation. So when you are able to watch your thoughts without reaction, then if you have to act, it will be deliberately thought about it. And then you can act. Most of your thoughts will disappear at that. Most of your thoughts will disappear because you are looking at it. You are watching. And the remaining thought can be acted upon. So you become an active, proactive person instead of a reactive person. So watch your thoughts. Sit down. Every day you have to do that. Every day 5 minutes you have to do that. Every 3 hours you have to do that. Watch your thoughts before you act on them. So thus when we are able to watch the thought, you will be able to be away from the thought. Get out of the thought. Go beyond the mind. So thus, by going beyond the mind, we are able to remain as pure consciousness. And later, once you realize your nature as pure consciousness, which is the source of everything, you are able to tap into that consciousness. You are able to draw from that consciousness. And not only are you able to draw from that consciousness, every action becomes a means of expressing that consciousness. Every action. every choice become a means of self-expression. At this point, every choice is a mean of ego expression. You are expressing all your ego, your misery, your unhappiness, your anger, your jealousy, your vanity, your whatnot. That's what you are expressing now. But when you stand apart from the mind and reduce the number of thoughts, which is unnecessary, which is garbage, thereafter you choose your thoughts, your actions. You become the real choice maker. Though this country talk about, we all are independent choice makers, rational choice makers. That is the only thing I don't see in this country. Nobody is a rational choice maker. Everybody is a compulsive choice maker. Everybody is controlled by some other power. Maybe the advertising company or some other power. You are not your own choice maker. We are not independent. We are completely controlled by some other power, outside power. You read a newspaper, an advertisement, you are compulsively, obsessively running to buy that, whether you need it or not. So this compulsive, obsessive behavior, what is called consumerism. Unfortunately, the capitalist economy is driven by consumerism, isn't it? Any problem comes, go and consume. Consume whom? Whom should I consume? How much I can consume? There is a beautiful saying in Vedanta, when you consume, you get consumed in the process. The consumer get consumed. When you eat somebody, that somebody eats you also. When you suppress somebody, that somebody can suppress you too. So therefore, one has to make deliberate choices, your own choice. That is possible when you are away from the mind. Reduce the flow of thoughts. Then you can choose your thoughts, choose your actions consciously. Now our actions are all unconscious. Of course, psychologists give reason for that. We have a lot of suppressions in the mind. You are nothing but a bunch of suppressions and repressions. And you are driven by your unconscious. Isn't it? That's what psychologists say. It's all legitimatized. Your unconscious drives are all psychologically legitimatized. But we have to understand our unconscious. How did we form this unconscious? Are we going to be a victim of our unconscious? So thus, as you explore your inner spiritual potential, you can express those potential by making the right choices. So you can be dynamically active in this world. As Yuneji was saying earlier, as a spiritual person, you don't have to withdraw to a cave and sit there in Padmasana and then looking at the tip of your nose. And if you give too much attention to the nose, it will start growing also. Because what you give attention, it will grow in you. So it is not simply looking at the tip of the nose. What is important is, you can look at the whole world. At the same time, inwardly, you are focused on the self, your own spiritual resource. That's the meaning of concentration. Meaning of concentration is, as you are dynamically engaged in the world, as you are active in the world, making your choices, assessing your energies and making your choices, your attention is on the self, on that infinite resource. So once your attention is there, then you never feel tired, never feel exhausted. So you may ask how the promoters of Vedika is so active, tirelessly active. The tireless activity is possible because their energy is drawn from the spiritual source. You can be healthy, tirelessly healthy, let me put it that way, if you come upon that. But for all that, you have to balance your doshas, balance the gunas. If you don't balance the dosha, if you don't balance the gunas of the mind, because Dosha describe the body condition. Gunas describe the mind condition. If you don't balance it, you cannot get insight into the self. So that insight is what is more important. That is your infinite resource. And hence, in India, when you go to a guru, the guru listens to all your complaints. Otherwise, why should you go to a guru? To tell your complaints. In between, you may say, I am not complaining. So the guru will listen to all your complaints and then he will give you a mantra. That's it. What's the mantra? Go and chant Shivoham. 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 Chant Shivoham. Shivoham means I am infinite. I am that infinite consciousness. Whatever I seek outside is already within me. I am the source of what I am seeking. So there is no gap between the seeker and the sought. That's the meaning of living in the present, in the moment. Instead of reaching out to the goal, you are trying to express your own consciousness. So thus life becomes a play. Life becomes a play because you are bringing out your own inner resources as you encounter the world. As you encounter the world, instead of grabbing the world, you are trying to express yourself, bring out your own potential, bring out your own happiness. The more you interact with the world, the happier you become. At this point, the more we interact, the unhappier we become, isn't it? After a day's work, you come back home completely exhausted. Then you fight with your spouse. Instead of that, as I interact with the world, I am able to explore myself and express my potential. That ability is called enlightenment. Then you can become a very healthy person. So they go both ways. The body has to be balanced by eating right stuff, taking medicine whenever it is necessary, Ayurvedic medicines, changing your lifestyle, balance your doshas, balance your mind. Mind is made up of sattva, rajas and tamas, balance that. Not too much passivity, not too much activity, not too much reflectivity. Some people spend their whole life in reflection, no action. Some people too much action, no reflection. Sometimes too much passivity, meaning continuous rest. All this will lead to illnesses, disease. One of the key words in the Indian wisdom tradition is balance. Balance is a key word. Everything should be the right measure. And that's the meaning of beauty. Isn't it? Beauty means everything in the right measure. A good dish. When you make a good dish, everything should be not too much salt, not too much sugar, not too much spices. Everything should be in the right measure and right proportion. So everything should be there. Nothing in excess, but nothing in exclusion. That should be the principle that we should live by. So body balance, mind balance, and then you get access to the infinite spirit and express that spirit in terms of health and happiness and intelligence and love and all that. That's what Vedanta talks about. So we begin our journey with the belief that I am that infinite consciousness, Shivoham. Shivoham. Shiva means that infinite consciousness. So begin with that. In the modern language you say, I am okay. That's the word I hear there. I am okay. I'm okay. And if you are okay, everybody is okay. If I am not okay, nobody is okay. So the key, the solution, the key to the solution is within you. So I have to be okay. Then the world will be okay automatically. If I am not okay, I will not let anybody be okay also. I need some friends. So you have an investment in creating problem. to discover your okayness. So when you say I am Shiva, in your language I can say I am okay. That's all what you have to say. And what you say, that you become. And make a positive statements like that. And then you will be able to enjoy it. So the beginning is Ayurveda. Vedanta will come later. Or you can study it simultaneously. Study Vedanta, study yoga, practice Ayurveda, and create health for yourself and health for the whole world. Because health is infectious, like a laughter. When you laugh, everybody laughs, isn't it? If I start laughing, I'm sure everybody will laugh. So too is health. Health is infectious. When you are in the presence of a healthy person, you yourself feel healthy, divine. So spread this message that each one of you have to be in charge of your health. It is not Obamacare or Romney care which will take care of you. If somebody else will take care of you, it will be you. Nobody else. So take charge of your health. Take charge of your future. And you have it within you. And you are in the right place. You are with the right set of people. And God bless you. Thank you very much.
A big clap. We might have maybe room for one or two questions. If anybody would like. Yes?
I have a question just about where you had mentioned that healthier you are, closer to God, but I was wondering, like a saint who has illness, is that like a separate category?
Actually, the ideal saint in my mind will be a healthy person. So we all are a work in progress. The whole humanity is a work in progress.
But a saint who is ill, is that somebody like taken on somebody?
He might have taken on somebody's illness, or I told you, the human being as a conscious entity is a growing tip of the cosmos. The cosmos is still growing. So we are a work in progress. So the saints, the present saints, they have a certain level of consciousness. They have realized their self, but their body is unhealthy because the whole universe is unhealthy now. A time will come, everybody will be healthy. So you don't have to be a saint and be unhealthy also. You can be a healthy saint in the future. That's your goal. That's my goal. I stand on the shoulders of Ramana Maharshi or Maharishi Aurobindo or maybe some other saint. I stand on their shoulders. And my goal is to be a healthy saint, healthy, enlightened person, not an unhealthy, enlightened person. That's my goal. That's what you have to work for. You have something to do, you have to something to look forward to. So what you are looking forward to is to become a healthy, enlightened person. That's your challenge. Don't go to Ramana Maharshi when you are unhealthy. Ramana wants you to improve upon him. Vivekananda wants to improve upon him.
Because the ideal is where it is.
Ideal is a enlightened, healthy, complete person. You can create healthy cells by thought. That's what yoga says. Because the source of cells, energy, atoms, are the consciousness. So if you have an intention, attentive intention, you will be able to transform consciousness into healthy cells and replace unhealthy cells. That's possible. That's what we are. We are still working towards that. Human race is working towards that. Any other person?
One more question. Would you like to make a comment, Pooja? Okay. So, we usually have a very attentive community which absorbs.
So So thank you very much.
Thank you so
I may have to leave now because
Just few minutes while they look at the books.
yeah,
Would you
yeah.
talk
But
briefly
yes, I will
about
say a few words about the books. We have some interesting books there. One book is called 7 Hindu Spiritual Laws. You must have heard about 7 spiritual laws of Deepak Chopra. But he has borrowed everything from Hinduism without acknowledging it. So we have a book called 7 Hindu Spiritual Laws. This is the quintessence of 7,000 years of Hindu wisdom, Indian wisdom. Hindu means Indian, Indian wisdom. So by reading that and practicing that, you will be able to discover your own enlightenment. So that is one book. And the other is called Self-Unfoldment. How can you live in this world and unfold your own inner potential? Self-unfoldment. And then irreverent spiritual question. Not irrelevant, irreverent spiritual question. This is a dialogue I had with a Harvard law student. We had an occasion to drive from LA to Boston, just 2 hours. So every evening we will sit down and engage in a discussion. And he is very fast in typing, so he had his computer with him. So he'll type his question, he'll type my answer also. So end of the journey we produce the book. So that is irreverent spiritual question. There I discuss what consciousness is, what is ethics, what is happiness, what is the nature of the individual, what is enlightenment, all these ideas are discussed there. What is right and wrong, all those ideas. Then I have a book on meditation. Whatever meditation we teach. There are 2 books for children. The name of the book is You, Me, We Are Who. You, Me, We Are Who. And between you and me, we have to create that we space. How do we create that we space? And in a child's language. So that's one book for children. And the other book is All the Happiness There Is, again for children. So children think that happiness is in toys or this or that. So our idea is to teach them happiness is within you. Be happy. So how to put it in a child's language? That's the book. Then we have another book called Crisis, From Crisis to Confidence. We all are living in crisis. So how can you change a crisis into an experience of confidence? New beginnings, new initiative. See an opportunity in a calamity instead of seeing a calamity in every opportunity. So that's that book. Then you have a small book on Conversation with Krishna. Krishna is a spiritual Godhead. So your conversation with Krishna. 5 questions are asked and answered. Then you have a book on Shakti worship. We have been worshipping Shakti these days. The feminine, God in the feminine form. So Shakti worship. So these are some of the books. If you buy them, that will help me in my work. If you don't want to read them, buy them and give to somebody. But promote the cause.
These books are awesome and you're all very fortunate to have them here. So I would just say grab all of them. Decently priced, and I can say that these have been my favorite gifts to give to students. And I just want to share about these 7 laws of Hindus for spiritual success. I had a student in my first year in 2007-8 when she started, and her path was here and there and here and there. And one time she came and I gave her this book, my own copy, and I said, here, read this. And I occasionally asked her, I said, are you trying to read this? She said, I feel very dull. I read it, I really resist it, so I fall asleep. But then next morning I again read it because you told me and it's a nice book. Finally, this student has become such a strong student of Vedika Gurukul, and finally she says, Shunyaji, I am ready to return you this book. I have been reading it. So I just want to say that we have a whole concept of satsang with spiritual people, teachers, elders, and we have a concept of reading and doing mananam, contemplation on their work. So it's really important to take Swamiji with you in his books, because his mission is our mission, which is to spread the light. That's all his mission is. And he has changed many lives. So we'll take just exactly a 10-minute break, because we are so many of us in this small space until all of you donate our big acre-long big hall. We're going to stay a little quiet as we talk. This will be a little bit of an exercise where we are moving around, but we are completely moving in a way that gives like eons of space to the other. How is that? Rather than just becoming chatty. And then in few minutes we come back, because we have more wonderful things to offer you here. I see in the audience Courtney. Courtney, welcome. Courtney is the founder of Dakini Ayurveda. She's also on the board of directors with me in California Association of Ayurvedic Medicine. Much welcome. And I'm sure there are many more people I want to acknowledge. I also want to acknowledge Rose, my dearest student who was unwell but has returned with this rose-like smile. You gave us a lot of joy. Welcome back. I have many students, returning students, Bhairavi. I have many patients here. Thank you so much. And then I have my father hiding quietly. He's very modest and shy. We will bring him out in a bit. Thank you.
That's your father?